Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Fins Up Network. We've got day 2 of legal tampering, and yep, I'm still in my hotel room, but hopefully tomorrow I'll be back home recording from there. But day 2, like I said, legal tampering. Miami has so far today made 4 moves, and then kind of like what I did yesterday, since I'm kind of weird on time right now, being on the road. If any more signings were to happen today, which is Tuesday, I'll make sure I include that on my Wednesday video. But for the time being, let's talk about what the Dolphins did today. So the first move that we saw was Duke Riley being re-signed. He signed a 1-year, $3 million contract. Think about Duke Riley. I mean, every once in a while, last year when injuries and everything happened, he filled in a few times. Nothing alarming, nothing off the charts, just kind of that average guy that can fill in when he's needed. And that's kind of what he's done the 1 year he was with the Dolphins. But he's decent in coverage. He's a guy that you can use in a pinch, but more often than not, when we're talking about Duke Riley, we're talking about a special teamer. So, yes, you get another player at linebacker, but you're also getting your special teams guy. And it's just a 1 year, $3 million. You need guys like this. So nothing splashy. We won't have to spend a lot of time on it, but he's back, core special teamer if you're in a pinch linebacker. And then shortly after that, we saw Preston Williams being re-signed. So he was a restricted free agent. He got a 1 year, and I believe he read that he can earn up to $1.9 million on his deal. So Preston Williams. I know what a lot of you fans are thinking. It's like, why are we throwing any sort of money at Preston Williams? Well, here's the deal. It's $1.9 million. We're not going to get crazy. We need wide receivers going into camp, and he's made the team the last couple of years, so his roster spot is potentially safe there. But if you think about what Preston Williams is, comes in as an undrafted free agent, his rookie year, he flashes. He looks like a guy that should have been picked fairly, not, I don't want to say super early, but he should have been drafted. High pointing balls. He's making nice plays. He's beating good cornerbacks. You have high hopes for him. And then year 2, you see some flashes, especially in that Cardinals game with Tua. Like they looked like they had this chemistry. They had the nice play down the left sideline. They had the touchdown on the catch and run. But what happened on that touchdown? Preston Williams messes his leg up. And ever since then, that's been the story. It's been the injuries. And then when he has come back from injury, it's inconsistency. It's not getting separation. Him and Parker, they aren't separation receivers. It's a weird fit in this offense. They're high point, big body, box out guys. But just when he's been given those chances, he hasn't come through. It's drops as well. It's just a lack of concentration. So there's got to be some things that the team can work on. There's got to be something that they see there that they can still try to learn and grow and develop, because he is a young player yet. He's got time to develop yet. But what I think McDaniel sees as well is he has stressed the importance before of his wide receivers being willing to block. And I know that's not what we're paying wide receivers always to do, but Preston Williams has been able to get his nose in there. He sticks on his blocks. He's pretty good at it. So there is that aspect to it, but this isn't a splash signing, obviously, whatsoever. I expect Miami to still address the position yet in free agency or the drafts, but one way or another, we got Preston Williams back on the 1 year, $1.9 million deal. Today's biggest signing, it happened, Miami Dolphins fans. We got a lineman. I know it's not like our typical tackle. It's not Armstead. It's not Morgan Moses, but got Connor Williams, formerly of the Cowboys. So we got him on a 2-year, $14 million, and $7.5 of that $1 million is guaranteed. So he's currently 24. He's going to be 25 by the time the league year hits. But if you look at what he did last year in Dallas, he allowed 1 sack and he allowed 13 pressures all season. That's a week for Austin Jackson. So even though he wasn't like the big ticket, the splash Teron Armstead signing, you can't see this as anything but an upgrade. Where he lacked, it's all over social media right now. It's the penalties. But it's also like, was last year more of an anomaly than anything? Because prior to last year, he wasn't really known as like this guy that holds all the time and draws all these penalties. But he had 15 penalties last year, which is the second most at the entire position. Hopefully that can correct itself out. But man, just only allowing 1 sack and 13 pressures, that is day and night compared to what we're used to after last year with Miami Dolphin offensive linemen. So now it kind of comes into he's played guard, left guard essentially his entire NFL career. When he was in college, he played left tackle. So then you've got options. Do you leave him at left guard? Do you keep Robert Hunt at right guard? Do you swing Connor Williams over to left tackle and leave Austin Jackson still at left guard? There's going to be a couple of different situations that need to play out before we get clarity to that answer. It's, do they sign a big price ticket free agent left or right tackle? Because that's going to impact potentially what they do with Williams and with the rest of the line moving forward. But that can all play itself out through free agency, through the draft, how things go in camp. That whole situation is going to be able to play itself out. But for the time being, all you need to know is we did land a free agent lineman, and it's nice to say that. So that's a pretty solid signing in my opinion. And finally, wrapping up what we've seen so far today, anyways, is another re-signing at the linebacker position. Elandon Roberts gets a 1-year, $3.25 million deal. We all know what Elandon Roberts is. He's the early down linebacker. He's the run stuffing linebacker. He is going to hit everybody as hard as he possibly can when he's making that tackle at the line of scrimmage. So he's really good at that, but he's limited as a linebacker in general with coverage, being able to fly sideline to sideline. That's not his game. But on those early downs, what he allows the team to do is have that flexibility and move other pieces around and let a Jerome Baker be able to play on the outside and run sideline to sideline. So he's a nice piece. But at the end of the day, you still expect the team to address the linebacker unit because he's not the final piece. It's like I said, it's a 1-year deal. That's not the long-term solution. It's a guy that you can have right now. He's used to the system. He's shown that he can play well in this system, but it allows you to, hey, maybe at 29, maybe in a trade up, maybe you get a Nakobe Dean, or maybe you wait and take a Leo Chanel or in the second round or the third round, whatever he ends up falling. But for the time being, it's at least a piece that you can work with that's familiar with the scheme and everything, and you know what you're getting. So that's what I've got so far today. Like I said, I'm kind of I'm in a pinch. So if anything else happens, I'm going to make sure I add it onto tomorrow's video. But that's my time for right now, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the heck else happens. Hopefully, we can get another offensive lineman in the mix and get a little bit more clarity as to what that front five is going to look like. So until then, Dolphins fans, have yourself a good one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.